A very good evening to all our viewers. We welcome you to this one more session on Mentor Talks Live. And it's very important for our generation today to understand the way things have been happening, and there is a drastic change in the way the prospective employer and employee are interacting with each other. There is a dramatic change. The platforms have changed, the scenario has changed, and so has the way through which an employee or an employer are interacting. And today we are extremely happy to have such professional mentors with us who are having an experience of more than 15 years in this field, which wherein we are talking about recruitments, we are talking about people looking for jobs and how they are getting hired. So, yes, our topic for discussion today is new age tools for dream job search. So, let me first introduce our first mentor Shailendra Soliji. He has done
Sure.
MBA marketing from Ghaziabad and executive MBA from Cornell University, USA. He has more than 2 decades of experience in sales, business development, operations, and franchising. He has worked in almost a lot of industries like education, telecom, print media, recruitment. Some of the companies he has worked with are TCS, NIIT, Pearson, Vodafone, Tata Press, and also been with Career Launcher, Rico, Talentage, to name few. So we welcome you, sir, for today's discussion. Our second mentor is Pooja Nath. She is an HR consultant, certified assessment expert, and founder at Metaphor. It is an HR advisory firm, and it's very important for us to understand that she has partnered with lot of startups and SMEs on various organizational and people related interventions, helping them transform their business through people. She has also collaborated with client partners as an assessor on various leadership development journeys. Prior to starting her own, she was associated with Canara, HSBC, OBC Life Insurance, Accenture Consulting, BA Continuum Solution, and Team Lead Services, and has managed and lead various portfolio in human resources. So we welcome you, Pooja ji, for this
Thank you,
discussion.
Saurav.
And yes, without wasting any more time, let us start this discussion. So let me put forth my first question uh, to Mr. Shailendra. And I want to ask him, more than 15 years of experience in this industry of recruitment. You have seen so many people, thousands, probably thousands of people you might have recruited. So what do you think? What has changed over the years or how things have evolved?
Yeah. Hi. Uh, in the last about 15 years, what I've seen, the way recruitment was done earlier and the way it is done now, there is a drastic change. One of the
Right.
changes is possibly that there are a lot of portals which have come up, and those portals are basically the new age portals, and these
Right.
portals also have the AI inbuilt in them. And at the same time, companies are also inducting a lot of technology in their recruitment process. Now, one of the technologies what companies are inducting in their entire recruitment process is the resume shortlisting process, which is
Right.
also known as ATS. ATS, yeah, that is automatic tracking system. So now, in case your resume has, let's say, 5 keywords, so that system will actually first of all look at those 5 keywords. If those
Mhm.
keywords are there, then it will be shortlisted. At the
True.
same time,
Very
there
true.
are other formattings, there are other things which you can feed as per your organizational requirement into the ATS, and it actually extracts all that information. If it is fitting into it, it will keep it. Otherwise, it will just parse it. Resume will not be
Absolutely.
shortlisted. That's one.
Very true.
That's one. The technological intervention. Second thing is networking is working a huge way. Today, there are two kinds of job markets. One is the advertised job market. One is the unadvertised job market.
Okay.
So
Okay.
what we see at portals, and we see that there are thousands and thousands of
True.
jobs. Actually, that market is nothing. The larger market is the unadvertised market.
Unadvertised. True. Very true.
Yes. What I meant by unadvertised market is basically, for example, if let's say Pooja ji. if Miss Pooja is HR professional in a company, and she has her own contacts outside,
Right.
people whom she knows personally, in case she is looking forward to a junior HR manager, then that position is not advertised. She can just speak
True.
to a couple of people. Some people will send the resume. Resume will never go to ATS. Since the resume is not going to ATS, it will never be rejected. Since the
True.
resume is coming directly into her email, so it can be in whatever shape and size. That resume will be considered by her, and she will be most likely meeting the candidate. That means rejection
Right.
chances are also getting reduced. So this is the
True.
second thing. Third thing is, companies are looking forward to people who have excelled in their last couple of jobs, and that is also visible through the way it is written in your profile, and
True.
that is very very visible from LinkedIn. So other than
Absolutely.
your resume, other than job portals, LinkedIn has today become the most sought after
True. Professional
screening
networking platform. Yeah.
portal. You
Yeah.
can actually,
Yeah.
without letting me know, in the hidden mode, you can go to LinkedIn and check
Yeah.
about Shailendra Soni's profile,
True.
and you can get to
Very true.
know what I do. Which
True.
kind of
Very true.
post I'm liking, which kind of post I'm
Absolutely.
commenting, what kind of time I'm investing on LinkedIn, and you can download my resume and you can speak to me. So these are the
Absolutely.
couple of things which have evolved over the last couple of years, and I think person who's looking forward to a job must definitely look forward to all these three things.
Very true. Very true. Because what has happened over the years, things have changed, but there are many people who are still lagging. They don't understand that industry has changed, the game rules have changed, the platform has changed, and you have to adapt.
Right.
Until and unless you don't adapt, probably you won't exist. Coming to Miss Pooja, I would like to ask you something. Uh, in this era wherein we are saying that getting job is not actually difficult, but it is more challenging. So, for from any employee perspective, since you have been working as an HR consultant, so how important it is in a candidate, a prospective employee, that he or she should understand about the workspace skills.
Mhm. So, Swaroop, yes, I think before I answer this question, let me tell you what do we mean by workplace skills, right?
True.
So, workplace skills are basically the skills which are very essential for an individual to be successful in a particular job. Now, for
Absolutely.
example, when we talk about communication, now when we say communication, it is how you speak. How do you, articulate your words? How do you write? What is your body language? How actively are you listening, right? Similarly, like teamwork, how well. So if I'm getting you in with the organization in the system, I also wanted somebody who's able to
True.
gel along well with others, right?
Very true.
In terms of problem solving, in terms of adaptability, especially now when things are changing so rapidly, I want somebody who's able to adapt himself or herself in the situation, in different cultures, in different projects, in a very diverse environment, and
True.
is more resilient because things are not so rosy right now.
Hmm.
There are setbacks, there are failures. So how is it that you're able to cope up with the those situations? So how resilient are you? So basically these are all the workplace skills. Okay, now when I, as an employer, when I look at an individual and I want to hire, while I will be looking at the technical skills because that's very important for me, but at
True.
the same time, I would also look at somebody who has those workplace skills because that's very, very
Very,
important.
very important. Yeah.
Now, tomorrow, if there's a technology, it will undergo a change, right?
True.
I would want somebody who I will be
Very
able to groom. So I may look
true.
at a groomable resource with, these sort of, with these workplace skills, which are more beneficial for us,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
they are the people who sort of value add in the organizations. Now, another thing is that as a recruiter or as an HR person, like how Shailendra ji mentioned, that we definitely look at the LinkedIn profiles.
True.
Now how do I judge workplace skills? So it's more in terms of, resume. How is your resume drafted? Are you telling a story or have you talked about certain events which sort of talk about those workplace skills? So that's
Right.
something, the first step that I will see. Okay. The second step is also there's been a huge, there's been a paradigm shift in the way we interview people right now. Gone are
Absolutely
the days when we would only look at people, we just screen them, we ask them basic questions, where do you see yourself 5 years down the lane? The
true.
decisions were made most, majorly on the gut feel, right?
Yeah.
But now the selection process has also undergone a lot of change. You would give live projects, right? You will put them into simulations, right?
Hmm.
You will do more of, behavioral and situation based interviews, which can throw a lot of light on these, workplace competencies. So we see a lot of change in that. So that's
True.
what's happening right now as an HR. So I would look at these, and this is how I'm going to, judge them. So I want to see how, what is their attitude? How quickly can they learn? Because if
True.
I'm getting them, I want somebody who can learn fast,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. Well summed up. You spoke about learnability, you spoke about adaptability, you talk about resilience. So, Shailendraji, when any candidate,
Yes.
when they work on their resume, their CV, their biodata, so if we are talking about the advertised market, wherein we get a lot of jobs on the job portals and people start applying, sharing their resumes. So yes, we know that ATS compliance has to be there. So can you just brief a lot more on why ATS and how companies are getting benefited through ATS? Because yes, you have already discussed about AI. AI is playing a huge role in the recruitment process. So yes, could you please share your more thoughts on ATS? Because I have so many people, so many students who always ask me this question. सर कंपनीज कहती है कि हमारा तो एटीएस सिस्टम है, आपने सीवी में क्या क्या लिखा है वो मैटर करता है, और हमको जो चाहिए
Right.
अगर कीवर्ड्स मिलते हैं तो ऑब्वियसली यू विल बी थ्रू इन योर फर्स्ट स्टेप. सो प्लीज शेयर योर
Right.
व्यूज ऑन.
Sure. See, first of all, a resume. A resume is in today's context is not that earlier a couple of years back. We used to send biodatas. So today we
Hmm.
don't send biodata. Companies are
True.
not interested in your marital status. They are not interested in your. They are not interested in Indian because you're applying in an Indian company. Obviously, you
True.
are until unless you're applying in some MNC, which is a multi geographical location. So all unnecessary information is not required. Companies are looking forward to see those skills for which they are looking forward to hire. When I
True.
say skills, that means we are talking about the keywords. Now, when you post a position at LinkedIn or, for example, any other portal, you will see that over a period of 1 week, maybe 10 days, you will get 1,200 to 2,500 responses.
Right.
Now, humanly, it is not possible for
Impossible.
an
Absolutely.
organization or for the recruiter or the hiring manager, any of them, to go through 2,500 CVs. So what they do, they actually put entire thing through a system which is called ATS or RTS. RTS is used for resume tracking system or automatic
Okay.
tracking system. So
Okay.
through this, all the responses are being screened, and CVs which don't have those keywords or CVs which are too flashy, for example, because when I talk about ATS, possibly what ATS is looking forward to. ATS is looking forward to simple bullet format text CV. But in case there are too many pictures, everything,
Okay.
that means instead of showing your
Already.
one text, you are showing those pictures which may not be relevant for the recruiter. So ATS automatically will pass those CVs. In case your keywords are not there, again your CV will not be shortlisted. So first requirement is to get the JD. The moment you have a JD, please mark all the important words of that JD and ensure that your CV is fully mapped with the requirement of that particular JD. JD means job description. So this is the first activity I will suggest.
True.
Second activity is what Pooja ji just said, that in case your resume doesn't have any relevant story. When I say story, that means something to relate with that job description, something to
Right.
relate with your performance, and something to relate what you will do in future, because they are not looking forward to hire a person what you have done in the past. They are looking forward
True.
to a person what you will do in future. They are hiring
Absolutely.
you for next 3 to 5 years based on that job description. So you have to show that futuristic fitment, those job description keywords, and your CV should be a normal simple CV. This is one part of the answer of the question you asked. The second thing is possibly how do we know uh, the advertised and unadvertised market? I have already covered in my last answer, but I will
Right.
still throw some more light on this. The advertised market is again the published what we know is available through
True.
LinkedIn and any other. The unadvertised market is very, very large, and believe me, in whichever companies I have worked, I will see every week that there are two more people coming and joining, and that position was never advertised.
Right.
Hmm.
So how do we know? How do these people got to know that there is a position? One of the ways internal job posting. Internal
Hmm.
job posting is first done to give the
Right.
first chance to the internal employees of the company. In
Yeah.
case somebody is looking forward to apply in that position, instead of going out and work for somebody else, companies say that you have worked for 8 years. Maybe if you think you are fit, please apply internally. In case they don't get any position, then they ask their employees that would they be happy to give referrals of their friends
True.
who may
Very
be
true.
in this similar industry and who may be fitting into this role.
Right.
So that is the second thing of the unadvertised market. Third, third is the recruiters. Recruiters also do not normally advertise the name of the company. They might go to a portal and advertise
Hmm.
a job, but they will never write that this position is for
Right.
X company or Y company. So that
This.
they also become part of the unadvertised market. You all would have applied to recruiters.
True.
So
Very true.
that market is, I think, in my own opinion, unadvertised market is about 70%
Okay. Great. Huge number.
out of 100%. 30% is the advertised market. And in the advertised market, that's like a red ocean. There's a lot of bloodbath. The moment you apply for a position, there are 2,500 more people applying.
Right.
So if you are
Absolutely.
looking forward
Okay.
to a job, it is always advisable to first increase your connects, which are the social connects on LinkedIn or XYZ portals, which may be senior to you, which may be in the similar industry, which may be ahead of you, maybe 3, 4 years, 5 years, and also try to connect with a lot of recruiters in this similar industry because,
Okay.
because I will not name any specific portal, but presuming that X portal, when I go to that portal, I see that they have given that facility to recruiters to mention which particular industry they belong to, they recruit from. For example, if that particular recruiter is recruiting, let us say for IT, you should follow that recruiter because the moment that particular recruiter is doing a posting, you will actually get to know as an alert. You can immediately apply, and sooner you apply, sooner you are part of the recruiter's shortlisted CV. And when recruiter sends a CV to HR, they give a lot of weightage to it
True.
because
Very true.
recruiter has
So,
already done some basic legwork of the recruitment process. Recruiter knows
true.
that what is your com skill, what is your
True.
CTC, why are you leaving the job. So HR people
Hmm.
rely a lot on the recruiters, and
Right.
that
Right.
and that's a very, very large unadvertised market. I hope this answers your
Probably,
question.
probably today you have highlighted something very, very important, that the referral thing works like a miracle. So if you are
Actually,
in
actually,
contact with any individual, kindly ensure that whenever you are looking for a job, you approach right people and they consider you, because we have been seeing this on various social networking platforms, and this is a miraculous thing. So Pooja ji, do you think that since pandemic has started and the
Yeah.
main focus of most of the MNCs today is on work from home, so
Right.
do you think this is a golden era? And for every individual who aspires to work with MNCs, or for that matter with any organization, work from home is a golden opportunity.
Sort I agree with that. It is a golden opportunity, but we're going to realize it over a period of time because it has just started. We are just getting used to it right now. But if I look at it, it was there earlier. It's nothing
Correct.
that it's new, right? Most of the progressive organizations had this work from home policies, but then it was more need based, right? Now
True.
it is more entitled based. And also, a lot of organizations are now experimenting on work from home because they have no other option. People cannot go to work. Simple
True.
reason. So with this, I think comes a lot of opportunity for job seekers in terms of because now they will have access to jobs which are where the which are basically they can work out of remote locations. So if the original base location is not, they're not based out of base location, but they're working somewhere out, some, they are somewhere else, they're based out of somewhere else, they can still apply for those jobs. So
True.
which means that that sort of option is there, so which means more opportunity for job seekers. Also, what I would say is that, with this comes a lot of flexibility. You can manage your time well, you can schedule your time, when you want to start, how do you want to when do you want to finish your work. It gives a lot of opportunity to the women workforce, or people who are on sabbatical for certain reasons, because now they can go back and join the professional workforce, right? The other thing is that with this, there is also a lot of option to be with your family and your kids and your spouses are being around. But like I said, this will take a little time, because we're
Right.
still trying to manage how to differentiate between our personal life and how do we differentiate our professional lives.
True.
And I think most importantly, there is a huge cut down on the travel. Now, I remember when I was working in Gurgaon, my 4 hours of the day used to be
Traveling.
on the roads. Right now,
Very
I could
true.
have used those time to do something more productive, but obviously that was not the case then, right? So you can there is a lot of productive hours that you can have now. You can have a lot of learning opportunity now. And most of the organizations are now investing a lot of time, money, effort in terms of ensuring that their people get the opportunity to learn, also get upskill. So there's
Mhm.
like a two-way thing
Very
happening.
important.
And so with, I think, all of this coming in, it is going to be a golden opportunity. Organizations are also taking a lot of steps. For example, most of them will have that, okay, let's keep 7 as a cutoff time. We are not working, which
Hmm.
was initially not happening, but they are also getting used to it, right?
True.
Saturdays and Sundays were actually more like a working days. But now, there's a mandate that, okay, let's not disturb on Saturdays and Sunday. Let's give weekend off to people. So we are
Yeah.
slowly and gradually evolving, and I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of learning as we move ahead in time. So I believe that this is going to be a golden era for people, for job seekers, and it will
True.
open up more revenues for them going
So I,
forward.
I firmly believe that somewhere down the line it has enhanced the productivity of people, because like you said, the commutation time that has gone down to zero. So if they are using that time for upskilling, so that's the keyword. Next question is on that keyword that you have thrown, upskilling. Mentor Shailendra, I would like to ask you one question on upskilling stuff. That in our country, I never thought that qualified individual are not there. They are in thousands and lakhs, but what they lack is employability. So I would like to have your views on this aspect of employability skills.
Right. Uh, See, as far as employability skills mean, actually, that means something which can make you employable because of what you have learned additionally. Yeah.
True.
For example, let's say one candidate is just a plain graduate, or let's say he's a BTech. So whatever you have learned in that BTech may not be able to give you a job, because there may be some more additional requirements in future. For example, Python is a programming language, let us say, and companies are looking forward to BTech plus someone who knows Python.
Okay.
So if you learn Python, then being BTech is your primary requirement, and
Right.
having learned Python is your additional requirement. And because
Mhm.
of learning Python, you become employable.
Right.
Yeah. Similarly, if you are an HR and you have done, let's say, MBA HR, and along with MBA HR, obviously, plethora of jobs are open for MBA people. But if someone has done, let's say, HR analytics course along with
Mhm.
MBA, that opens additional specific job opportunities for that MBHR person, so that
Right.
so so that you don't remain part of that red ocean. You automatically transition into the blue
Yeah.
ocean.
Blue. Right.
Yeah. And similarly, so today, and as we are progressing in our time, many years back, 10th pass person will get jobs. Then came a
Right.
time when 12th pass people will get a job. Then in our older movies, if you see, BLLB, graduate will get a job, and
Mhm.
then it became postgraduate. And today, even people with PhDs, people with BTech, and after that MTech, even they're also fighting in that same red ocean. So what do you
True.
need? You only have to identify what kind of skills are required in the market. Just get them additionally. Instead of having degrees over degrees over degrees, you can actually cut short that time by
That's true.
identifying, if you are in development, software development, identify one or two programming languages that you can pick up in 3 to 6 months. If you are in HR, you can always pick up additional courses. There are courses available through online platforms. There are courses available in part-time forms, and there are courses available in full-time formats also.
No,
So whatever
great.
whatever suits you as an individual, you can do it along with job, or you can just drop your job, skill yourself, and go out in the market and give a huge shout out that I am an MBA HR, and I have HR analytics course with me, or I have this AI done with me, or I'm expert of to let's say expert into performance management, or I am MBA HR with expertise into policy drafting. There can be so
Mhm.
many roles that you can actually say that don't hire me as a journalist, you can hire me as a specialist.
Specialist. Yeah.
It's true.
So I think my
Uh,
suggestion will be to explore it through portals, explore it
yeah.
in the part-time form, explore it in the full-time form, and pick up that additional thing, and move into a different class where possibly you can give a huge shout that please employ me, I'm employed.
Absolutely wonderful. And this has been a theme of Mentor Card because we have something called as DTalk, wherein all the people who download our app, they get this opportunity to put on questions, and this is a wonderful thing. All our mentors, they are trying to answer those questions, and we have such wonderful
Actually,
mentors like Mentor Shailendra ji, Mentor Pooja ji with us. Even I am a mentor with Mentor Card. So when you drop a question, we all would want to answer
actually,
your question. Not only that,
right.
there is something else that you can do. Probably mentor Pooja would tell this, that what is one to one? What happens when you have a one to one call? But I'll come to that afterward because I have a very important question to ask her. I want to know, Mentor Pooja, a secret from you today. What are the aspects that you look into a prospective employee before hiring them?
Okay. So, okay, let me put it this way. I will just look at four things. One is that I would look at, what is the longevity in terms of how is the individual in terms of his stability? Is he hopping jobs after 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 7 months?
Right.
If this doesn't go so well, with the kind of work that you do. And second is honesty, because I'm looking at somebody who's very honest about his experience, whether he knows it or not knows it. Okay, because see, the person who's interviewing you has a lot of experience
Absolutely.
and can gauge them that okay, if you're lying or not lying. So honesty, I think, is also very, very important for me. The third is genuineness for the role that you're applying for.
Yeah.
How passionate are you to apply for the role? Is this a very stopgap arrangement that you're just looking for maybe 2 or 3 months and then maybe you would move out? So passion for me in terms of doing that particular job is extremely important.
Hmm.
Fourth, which is least but not the last, I would say that these workplace skills,
Right.
that we talked about in terms of problem solving, teamwork, resilience. So these are the things that I would look at in anybody that hire. I'm okay to groom them, teach them, but these 4 points are extremely important for me if I, get somebody in my team.
Yeah.
So I
Absolutely.
hope that answers
Uh,
your questions.
yeah, you have shared the secret of recruitment today, and it will be very important. A lot of people are attending today's session, and I would request you all to share your questions. We are here to answer your all question. I would like to ask this question to Mentor Shailendra, that what do you think about this wonderful platform called as Mentor?
Sure. This mentor card is basically just like any other online marketplace, and this online marketplace, we have very beautifully prepared facilities One is the pool of mentors. Each of the mentor
Hmm.
on the mentor card has been handpicked
True.
by the panel of the mentor card, and every mentor brings a huge amount of experience, and that
Absolutely.
experience is basically a real time experience from the field.
True.
They have learned it, they have done it. Now they are here to share it with you. So if you are a mentee looking forward to get the experience, you just have to log into our mentor card portal and identify your industry and select the profile of the mentor, and you are done. And at the same
True.
time, I mean, as Pujari just mentioned, that we have one to one. We are also looking forward to come with services which can be your quarterly, half yearly, or maybe yearly, wherein you can actually select the time frame which suits best to your requirement. Because sometimes Swaroop, it is very difficult to complete the discussion in one discussion, let's say for 30 minutes or
Very true.
60
Very
minutes.
true. Very true.
So if I am your mentor, for example, and you have a workplace issue, let's say you are looking forward to how should I grow in my professional career. So I will not be able to complete the discussion in one call. I would require minimum three calls with you.
True.
That means I need to have three sessions with you. So we can
Absolutely.
actually decide on, should we have a session one in a month or maybe one in 15 days? And based
True.
on that, you can choose the services at mentor card, and
Absolutely.
you can further increase your time frame as your own mentor helps you to grow and reach to your desired level of expectation. I hope this answers
Thank.
your question.
Absolutely, absolutely. See, I firmly believe that being a mentor, the most satisfying thing is that you are guiding a mentee and they are achieving certain goals in their life. And like we have said about workplace skills, life skills, and all these aspects, these are very critical. So, Mentor Pooja, I would like to ask you something. Like
Sure,
you
please.
had a certain one-to-one sessions with few of the mentees. So,
Right.
how amazing that experience of transforming life of an individual was?
I think that's been a beautiful experience. And when you mentor someone, and when you see a change coming in that, it gives you a sense of accomplishment. And I would
Absolutely.
say it's not one way that I'm mentoring somebody, but it is also that while in the way of mentoring, I'm also learning from a mentee. Okay, so it's
Very
a
true.
two-way process. So it's a very, I think, a beautiful relationship wherein you see a person growing, and in terms of helping them, you're also growing in a way.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's how I'm going to like sum it up.
Yeah,
But I
that's
would
very true.
also,
Yeah, please, please.
yeah, but I would also like to say that I think it's a beautiful platform, mentor card, because uh, earlier when I think of having a mentor, it was very difficult for me to find out who to reach out to, who would
Hmm.
have that kind of an experience, right? And how do I actually go about it, like the first step. But I think with mentor card being in place, that you have like a lot of experienced people who can be a mentor, and then it's just a click away, right? Like how Shalendra ji also said. And also I can choose who I want to
Yeah,
make my mentor. I have that opportunity to choose from people with the relevant kind of an experience. And then obviously it's a beautiful journey, when you're transforming lives, and and in turn getting transformed.
true, very true. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was one of the best interactions that we had, and I firmly believe that whomsoever attains today's discussion would draw a conclusion that times to come you have to adapt to technology. You have to understand that the needs, demands, wants have changed. The way you look at job and the way employer looks at the employee has changed thoroughly. So please adapt to it, grow, and with mentor card growth is assured. So please be a part of this mentor card community. Download our app today, and I firmly believe that in days to come all your dreams will be fulfilled. Extremely thankful to mentor Pooja and mentor Shailendra for your valuable time and such lovely inputs. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Farouk. It was indeed pleasure
Our
to be a
pleasure.
part
Thank
of
you
this
so much.
session.
Thank you. Thanks
Thank
a lot.
you.
Thank you.
And